So today we're learning about Math Excel for School and why we should integrate this program into our lesson. As you can see, Math Excel is for grades 6 through 12, and it's a powerful online homework assessment and tutorial program. So first we will begin by creating an account. Now if you are using this in your classroom, your district has most likely paid for a subscription for the math teachers to use. The first thing you would do is, for instance, go to your, I'm going to go to my school website, which is Duval County, duvalcounty.org. I think I typed that in wrong. Sorry, it's duvalcountyschools.org. So once you go to Duval County Schools, for example, in my case, I would click on the popular links, which gives me my blended learning tool, which gives me all the programs that my school allows us to use in the classroom. So the tool we're talking about today is Math Excel, which is located under the Pearson Realize family. Since I'm already a teacher here and I have a web user link, so will your students. They will have a web user link as well. All they do is log in onto the computer like they would usually do in the classroom and go to their particular folders as well. And then this should pop up as well, just like it did for me. So once it loads, it'll go to, for example, my classes. These are my classes that I have. And then I'm going to click on Math Excel for Schools. Now in this program, it allows me to create math assignments for my students, quizzes, tests, and different things. So my classes are Math for College Readiness. If you notice, I can go here. This is where I assign them at Homework and Test Manager. It lists the different assignments that I've already listed for my students. If you notice, this right here tells you that this is a quiz. These are homework assignments, and they have done these in class with me, and some have actually done them on their cell phones, because you can also use this program on your cell phone to answer questions. Now what you do is you click on create an assignment, you homework, and so let's create a homework assignment. Well, I want to give the homework a name, so we're going to do test. Test on program. So test on program, because this is one that I'm just recreating just to show you how it works. So I give the homework a name here. You can see that it goes with the chapters. These chapters are aligned with the sections in the book that we use in the classroom. So we're going to review real numbers, and then under the sections, it lists every section that is in that particular chapter. So you can choose whichever section you require. So let's do symbols and sets of numbers. Now in the objectives, you can do vocabulary and readiness check. You can do a video check. You can use a number line. So a lot of times I assign all the objectives, but because when you choose all the objectives, it gives you, there are 56 questions. I don't want to give the students 56 questions because there's no way they'll be able to complete that in class. So I usually go down to questions, and then I'll say questions that are in the study plan. It's still 56, so I'll choose 2 that's vocabulary, because you can choose the questions you want the students to actually do. So I do 2 from vocabulary, and then I'll do a couple of the assignment problems. This, let's see, let's give them a total of about 4, 5, 6. Let's give 6. When you click add, they populate over here. So once they populate on this side, you're going to click next. Once you click next, it'll tell you can choose the time that is available, when you want it due by, if you want to set a due date, if you want to add a password, which means the students need permission from you to actually get into the assignment. If you allow partial credit for the question, you can highlight that. I usually do that. And then down here, the presentation options, you can choose how you want it to look. And once you do that, you come over here and you click save and assign. Now, once you click save and assign, test program appears under the the list of assignments that I have assigned. Now, once my students log on, they can see this actual assignment, and it'll tell you how many I've assigned in all. It'll tell you what chapter it came from. So if the kids have their books with them, they can actually open their book and look in the book for review, or they can actually go and do, once you solve problems, it gives you help me solve this problem, view an example of this problem, it gives you a video of this problem. And once the students are on that, they can click all those tools. Now, if you don't want your students to do that, you go here, you click delete. This assignment is associated, and all associated results will be permanent deleted. You click OK, and it's gone. So Math Excel is, I use it most of the time for differentiation in my class. I'll teach a lesson, and for my students who need remediation on the lesson that we've taught, they can always go into Math Excel and do problems related to that lesson to help them develop a better understanding of it. And sometimes I use this as a test just to collect the data, to compare the data from one class to the next to see if one class received the information better than the next class, or if I did something different with a different class, then I'll know that it worked better, or try something else when I'm using this program. You can also use this program as a test for your students in the class. Every now and then I'll give a test on this program. With the test, you can't use help me solve. You can set a date, and you can set a password. I usually set a password. That means the students need my permission to take the test. In the classroom, I don't let them do it at home. So we only do tests in the classroom. That's why I usually assign a password to it, so they won't have access to it at home. And if they don't finish it in class, then I'll change the password. That way, when they come back to class, they have to ask for the password again to complete the test. And that's Math Excel for school and why it should be used in your class. You have to use Math Excel for school through your district. If not, you do have to pay for it. Okay? And then there also is a grade book that gives you, let's see, this is the grade book. So it tells me my students and their percentages of the overall assignments that I've assigned, and how long it's taken them to, when was the last time they logged in to do the assignments. So it gives me their overall percentage, and this is just one particular class. I can look at all the classes like this. So this program actually is really, really good for differentiation, for technology based if you want to use it in your class. But overall, I really do enjoy using this program, and my kids do too, because sometimes it's better to see it from a different source than just hear me talk all the time about the program or about different lessons that take place in the class. Sometimes they'd rather just do it on a computer than to see me standing there trying to lecture all the time. So that's Math Excel for schools.